The traffic mitigation money, again, the developers paid for that. So both of those funds that are line items, and I'm going to go to the auditor for this in a second, that are line items in our budget, both of those funds have a substantial amount of money in them. Do you have any ballpark what the traffic infrastructure money has in it? I'm going to say 10 million.
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite that high, but
Okay, at one point it had 20 million.
I'm going to say around 4 million presently.
4 million? Okay, I'll take that. So this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to suggest. I would like you to research the cost of using traffic mitigation money, which would cause us, if these units were built, an incredible negativity towards our traffic infrastructure. The cost of using existing traffic infrastructure money to mitigate any penalty that we or the housing authority might receive by our rejection in totality of this mandate.
Okay, well, I can say right now, the Traffic Safety and Maintenance Fund is a specific fund authorized by Chapter 48, Section 9, relating to special permits, and any monies collected for that fund are required to be used for traffic issues related to the particular development from which the funds were received.
So what if we are preventing the particular development from being developed? It's a negativity, but it's still related to that development.
But if you're imposing a fee like that, then it sounds like you're still doing a special permit, so the units won't count anyway.
Well, then let's go to the traffic, let's go to the...
The only thing I think that we could safely do is, if our zoning ordinance allows the units, but our infrastructure won't accommodate it, then we could say, we'll give you the permit, but until you have water and sewer, you can't really build. And we're not saying you can't, it's just physically you're not going to be able to operate this building. So then you would possibly, as part of a site plan review process.
Which we don't have.
And I'm not saying definitely, but if we did, then possibly we could say, you're going to have to improve the infrastructure yourself because the city doesn't have the funds to do it. The city's not going to do it.
So let's go to
Again, that's why the ordinances have to be based on capacity, not actual construction.
So let's go to the next fund that the developers paid into, and that would be the Housing Maintenance Fund. The Housing Trust Fund, the Housing Trust Fund, because I wrote that ordinance too. The Housing Trust Fund. All right? Do we know how much money's in there?
I think about 1.5 million.
1.5 million. We could use that. There are no restrictions on that, and it's related to housing.
If it's related to housing, yes, we can use it. There are specifically identified uses, I believe, in the ordinance.
Well, I hope we're not going to send this on yet. I hope it's going to stay in this committee. Could I request you to research the kinds of ideas that I just gave you? They're a little off the, outside the box. But so wasn't the inclusionary zoning when I wrote it, and so wasn't the traffic maintenance infrastructure money when I wrote it, and I had a few councilors who had a lot of doubts about it. But we've done an awful lot with that. So, and always follow the money. Follow the money, because the developers have it and we don't. So if you would research that, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Those are my two suggestions, and I'm finished. Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President.
It's my understanding there's no action required for us, but by keeping this on the docket, we can speak about this in the future in this committee. Councilor Carver, first time around.
I'm sorry, can I just, is that a request of the committee then? Because
yes, yes.
Thank you, Attorney Azadi,
Thank
for
you.
keeping me in line. You've heard a sense of the request. All those in favor? Councilor Harris.
Sorry, point of information. If, through you to Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice President, to the President, if we leave it here, then how are we going to work on the ordinances in parallel? I'm just saying, if this matter, she made a request, but if this matter stays here on the request, and doesn't go to ordinances and rules, then how do we begin the ordinance work that needs to
Well,
happen?
through you, to the Chair of Ordinances and Rules, I don't expect that you have to do it next week. So I think that this probably won't take but a couple of weeks of
Okay.
research and information coming back, and then it goes on to your committee.
Thank you
That's what I would think.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You've heard a sense of the request. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.